Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. Welcome to the channel. I'm happy that you're here. Today is hashtag First Thursday, hashtag Open Collab, hashtag TagsWithTucks. It is hosted by Aaliyah DePina and Scrappy Lolly Paper Co. Links below. I've also have a list of the ingredients I used. Okay. And it's scraps. That particular orangey yellow color there is a junk mail envelope. Just saying. Yep, we put a little kit together, don't you know, for randomizing. So it's going to look like a pencil, and in the end, it does look like a pencil. So I'm just piecing around whatever that size of that white card tag is. 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. It more or less, y'all. I don't know. And we're using a lot of, well, not a lot. We're using Elmers Extreme Glue Stick, and I already said scraps. And we're just going to piece them together so that we get a number 2 pencil look. And I didn't realize that was a single-sided paper. I thought the mottled tan went all the way through it, but it doesn't, so I'll have to put a backside on it because it's supposed to look like the raw wood pencil. Okay? Y'all know that? Y'all know what pencils look like. Just saying. Number 2. Anyway, art glitter glue. Trying to keep it straight, y'all. Sometimes straight thoughts don't have anything to do with anything, do they? Yep. So we're putting it on there. And that's kind of when I realized the back side was white. And do I find another piece of scrap? There, nope, that's not big enough. I thought about it. I thought, oh, I can stretch it. Surely I can stretch it. No. I'll just grab another scrap. Just got a few of them out here. Just saying. Just running a thin line of glue, and then we're going to put some glue stick on that bottom part. It tends to work pretty good, when you're trying to be quickish at your project. You don't want to, to wait for stuff to dry a real long time, because you should wait for stuff to dry. It folds and scores better and cuts better and, stuff like that. So, any hoots, gonna use a magnet because that's the tuck spot. Oh, we'll have a second tuck spot because another one's better, and we're gonna use magnet. So I got out my tin caps. That's TINCAPS, and they just cut with a scissor. And magnets stick to them real well, so you really only need to use 1 or 2 magnets depending on what kind of holding power it has. I used 1 on mine, but a second one would have made it more sturdier, more grabby. Yeah, more grabby. So I'm putting 2 in the randomized tag kit. Anyway, erasers are pink on number 2 pencils. Well, they used to be. I guess they don't have to be anymore. So just cut it off because I don't want it to, that giant. I don't need a giant eraser. Although I sometimes make big mistakes. Anyway. Glue stick and art glitter glue. No glitter in it. Bone folder is not a bone. Nope, it's not. Okay, so we got that. And I'm just going to cover the back in black cardstock. In my mind, okay, think chalkboard, okay? Just think black chalkboard. No, it doesn't get lined up perfectly. And no, it doesn't really bother me. Yeah, not really. Maybe a little bit, but not much. Anyway, I'm good with the pink sticking out the top too, because I'm good with it. I'm A-okay, y'all. to put some glue on those edges sometimes. You want to make sure all your edges are glued down. At some point, I rounded the corner on the pink eraser up there, but I don't think I showed that part. Just saying. That's some washi tape that I thought was perfect for the little silver band that typically goes around the eraser, that clamps the eraser to the actual wooden pencil. And well, sometimes I guess it's gold. Anyway, I had silver washi tape that I thought was perfect, so that's what I'm using. I'm just going to make it a little more narrower, skinnier even. So, going to get the glue, put it right on that line. See, it just looks kind of like stripiness now, but watch when we put this on there. Look at that. Doesn't that look like a pencil eraser thing for sure? For sure, y'all. Okay. So we're gluing it around back. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, you know, chalkboards can have decorations on them. Y'all know what teachers do. Probably. Anyway, sticking that down pretty good. I've already got a die cut number sign and the number 2, which we will adhere later. But first we're going to make a pencil lead, and I just went with black. I could have went with a dark charcoal, but I didn't have that color scrap. I am just using scraps, mostly trying to. So we're drawing as wide as our tag is and a little squiggly line. And now we're going to trim this down because I probably should have done that first, but you know, sometimes things don't get done in order in which they might ought to. So now we're going to fold it in half because I want a front and a back. Okay. So we got that. Okay. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be perfect. Oh yeah, trim it off. Now it's just not quite wide enough. Not quite, but it's perfect. Okay, and centering that up so I know about where my point is, and it's not going to be a super pointy point. It's going to be a flat point, like we've been writing with our pencil for a long time already, and like maybe it could stand to be sharpened would be an okay thing. So we've got our little point, or not point going on, and then we're just going to zigzag cut. You could use a zigzag or scissor if you had one. I probably do, but I was just zigzagging with the regular scissors because I do that sometimes. Now we got to glue it on, but we want to put our magnet on this part, okay? Because this is going to fold up, because you don't want to point on the bottom of your tag. Well, I don't. Maybe you do, but I don't. And so we're folding up our little wooden part. That's the bare wood on the pencil, right? Okay, so I'm getting a magnet. I have a couple different sizes here, and I thought, yeah, that one's pretty good. I should have used 2, but I did only use 1. But in the kit, I don't know, I think I already said, maybe not, that it will have 2 of the little magnets. Okay, and a portion of a tin cap, which could be cut with scissors. And I do like to use the double-sided tape to adhere magnets down, and the tin cap. Sometimes it's hard to say, and just because it makes me feel a little more secure about it, you know, and I like Sakura. So now we're going to stick this on, and I'm like, well, that doesn't even look right. I know I haven't trimmed it off yet because I don't want it all flippy floppy. I want it kind of sturdy-ish. Okay, I'm like, yeah, that's working. That's going to be just fine. But now I need to scooch this over. And what's going to be the best way to put it on there. And at some point I do come back and glue with art glitter glue the little edges that don't quite stick down, because you know I put it on and pulled it off so many times, because sometimes I do that. So see, here's the glue. And the video is sped up, which you already knew, you know, and you know why. For your viewing pleasure and my voiceover ease. It's been a while since we said that, huh? Okay. No, it's not straight. And you know what? I'm perfectly A-okay with that. I am really okay with that, y'all. Perfection's not necessarily the name of my game, although I use the word perfect a lot. And now we're going to do a little inking with Scorched September. That's correct. And yeah. And now I'm just going to use whatever may be left on the little dauber there and just squishing it around a little bit. Because, you know, pencils, some of them are round and some of them are octagonal or whatever shape they are. Not round, but sort of round. Y'all know what I mean. Anyway, I thought I'd put a little extra brown around the lead. You know, just a little shading going on, y'all. Started getting fancy, right? Yeah, I know it. I know it. That's a brown Stabilo all pencil. They write on anything, y'all. Metal, plastic, glass, anything. You can wash it off with water because they're water soluble. Anyway, putting that on there. I think it looks pretty pencil-esque. You definitely get the essence of pencil. Here comes our number 2. I did not make note of the dyes that I use. They are both Sizzix. No. Well, I don't know. I'm lying. I don't even know. Let me crawfish. I don't know. Just a couple dyes I had. And I thought, well, let's make a little notebook. Because, you know, it's September. Everybody should be in school by now. Y'all should be in school, you little kids. Or grown-ups, because sometimes we like school too. I like taking classes from time to time, just saying, because it's true. It's just going to be a quick little 3-page notebook, notepad thingy with Texas size stapler. And I got it darn near the perfect size because I didn't even measure where I'm going to put it. We're going to put it on the back at some point. So I die cut these letters. Again, I didn't note it. That is on white cardstock, but I layered 3 layers. So it'd be pretty sturdy, y'all. And I'm just putting a little bit of glue down at the bottom there. And then we've got a strip of black cardstock we're going to add underneath the top of the letters. Okay? You'll see. I'm going to try to line it up, but it doesn't work very well. I should have put a piece of washi tape on there, but you know. Sometimes you don't think of those tricks until after you're done. Like today. So there we go, ABC, because it's chalkboard, y'all. ABC. Y'all know the alphabet song. We've done the alphabet song on this channel before. Okay, so that's just a little strip because it's going to act as a tuck spot pocket, sort of. So I've got that glued across there, and I'm going to glue the tops of the letters onto the strip we just added. Yes, I could have added that before I glued the letters on the bottom, but you know, sometimes I don't do things in the most logical order. I just do them in the order my brain says. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I didn't get any glue stuck to the actual back of the tag, because this is the back, or it could be the front if you like it better. You could make this the front. Okay, so we just trimmed that just a little bit more narrow because now it's got a more narrow place to get into, and we're just going to round the corners because that's what I did. And watch, look at that, look at that. We're almost done. Flip-flop section. Here it is. That's the back. Looks like a chalkboard, right? Little notepad. Can do journaling if you want to, if you do that kind of thing. Look. We've got a little library catalog card, a little faux library card. Those are digitals. I don't know by who. They were on my desk. Fair game. It's a pencil, y'all. Look at that. Magnet. Not magnet. Look at that. How fun is that? Oh. Ta-da! Photo montage. Y'all, this was silly fun. I like the idea, and I'm so glad it came out and worked out so well. And I hope it inspires you to do a tag with tucks, y'all. More than one. Do more than one tag. More than one tag. Yeah. Oh, and be sure to tag, speaking of tags, Aaliyah and Lolly, so that they can see your tags with tucks too. And just because I'm thinking about saying it, I appreciate each and every one of you. Your kind comments, your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. Have you subscribed today? I hope I've earned it. And I hope everybody has had a good beginning of the school year. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy arting, y'all.